welcome to my channel. What we have here is a wild turkey handmade collection, and you look around and it's really hard to find where it's made. Oops, who did I knock over? Pakistan. Little print down there. Also on the handle was a clear label, clear backing with black print that said Pakistan on, a little decal that I just peeled right off. Other than that, you have this is your only Tang stamp. According to what I read on Amazon, this is a carbon steel blade. I believe them. I'll check it out here in a little bit. The thing that stands out about this knife, now, Toby sent this one because this is like the ultimate. This is the case Bowie, This is like the ultimate Bowie knife. I mean, it fits in my hand well. Everything about it is great. But it's an expensive knife. Not super expensive, but like 200 bucks or so. And if you want just like a beater, something to knock around, that's kind of what we were looking for. He said, was looking for on the knife is something that closely approximates the case in shape and balance and and everything else, but is a beater knife, and this fits the bill. Now, what I will say about this, one of the things I noticed right away when I got it is that it fits really well in the hand. I mean, this is a thick handle here, but it's contoured, and oh, it comes almost, see, this one's a little bit smaller in girth, so when I hold my hand like this, I got a full grip on this. It's not, like too far away. This one here, my fingers almost meet up with the palm on it. So it's just a different feel. Now, you have the Sesco Bowie, which it's not as tapered or everything, and I had to sand this down to get it to feel better. This one feels kind of like more blocky in the hand, like you're holding on to it's not as contoured, is what I'm trying to say, and this makes a big difference. This palm swell type of stuff, I don't know. It just feels really good in the hand here. It's forward balanced, so it's a chopper. But yeah, your balance is right around there, right around the cutting edge. It's got a nice belly in it. Now, the sheath they say is leather. It looks like leather. It doesn't smell like leather, but that might be their chemicals that they've used in it. They're using some pretty solid rivets right here, which is pretty good because I was looking at some reviews on Amazon before. Most people say that this sheath is crap. It's better than nothing, is what I say about it. What I do notice is that when you put it in, this is your biggest belly part of the blade. This sheath was made a little bit tight because it snags right there. I mean, it has a friction fit in it right there. But once it goes in, fairly good made up. It doesn't go all the way down. The snap goes over like this. Yeah, it's in the cutting path, and it will, it stands a good chance of getting cut on the way out. But it's double stitched. It's got that, like foam filler in between instead of leather. I like it when they use leather all the way through instead of something else. But overall, this is a fairly good knife. I think it's only like about $25. I last looked at it on Amazon. So it's almost a tenth of the price, of a case, and it's a good beater knock around. It's about 1.5 pounds. It's got a fairly thick spine. check it in millimeters. I'd say it's around a 3 millimeter spine, maybe more. Five. Shows how much I know on millimeters. It's like 4 point, almost 5. And her handle width, I'm going to go in millimeters in this. 33 millimeters. 1.3. 1.5 inch. Pink. And this gap right here, you've got almost 4 inches in there. So it should accommodate a fairly large hand. I'll put the weights in at last. I've already weighed it. It's like 1.5 pounds, 700 something grams on a knife. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. Like I said, compared to the Sesco, you got a similar type of S-guard there. It's hard to get all this in the thing. Now, what I did notice looking at this earlier is the edge is going to need some work. I mean, they sharpened it up a little bit, but let's go 2x and see if it'll see this. Come on, focus on that bonehead. See that? See those glints there? And down here. Just touching up. I mean, overall, the bevel is fairly even throughout, but yeah, it came with some edge damage already. Like I said, it'll be easy to touch up. I don't know if we even need to do this, but for these type of steels, this is where your little hardness tester comes in handy. And I'm gonna start off with 50, and we should get a slide. Oh, that's 55. We should get a slide on 50, even with carbon steel. It should be between 50 and 60 if it's heat treated properly. All right, let's zoom up here. I'm gonna go up here along the edge where they always like to cook it from grinding. Oh yeah, it digs in, scratches. See that? I put that scratch there. Would you like to see another one? So, we've got an under 50 steel. Let's check 45. That's why you just got to be aware of what you're getting, you know. I mean, if you're paying $20 or so for a Bowie knife, a big Bowie knife like this, they're saving money on labor and materials. All right, so we got a 45. Scratches, but not as easily. But it scratches. All right. So, lowest test we've got here is 40. Hopefully, 40 will slide. I don't know what raw carbon steel has under heat treated, but yeah. 40 slides, but it wants to, it's starting to get that scratch thing. So this one's between 40 and 45 Rockwell hardness. Now the good thing about a soft steel is, if you want to call it a good thing, is that it's going to have less of a chance to chip on the steel, and it's going to do more of a roll than a chip, you know, on the edge. And it'll be good for chopping, you know, I mean, but yeah, just be aware that's where they save money, right there. And if you look at how these knives are made, a lot of times when they put that primary grind on there, primary bevel on their thing, they're just laying it down on the grinding stone, and the edge just gets like red hot, you know. I mean, so you're softening your blade every time you do that. Every time you do that, you're softening your blade. If you let it get up to red hot, then you need to quench it. And a lot of times, if you look at these factories where they're doing this, they have a quench thing on there, but when they're filming, they hardly ever stick a blade in the quencher. You know, they're holding it with gloves and their stick, you know, because it's so hot. And that's just what happens when you go for inexpensive stuff turned out quickly. You know, it looks nice, but what you're depending on is the steel. So I would say pay a little bit more money if you want one that's going to be functional. You can get along with this, you know. I'm saying a soft steel is going to be easy to sharpen. It's just not going to hold an edge for a long time. But for one of these, a lot of times people just do crazy stuff with them anyway. Chop, and it's a beater knife, like I said. So just be aware of what you're purchasing. And I like it. I like the way it feels and everything. It's a good knockaround. This one you can throw in the ground and not worry about it too much, you know. Whereas when you throw a case in there, if there's a big rock underneath the ground that you didn't see, yeah, you might mess that blade up, you know. I still like to carry the case, but anyway, there you go. There's another Bowie knife. Thank you, Toby and family. You really got me back into fixed blades. I had been, you know, like when I started my channel, I was doing flippers, and then I went to traditional knives. And I kind of forgot about fixed blades for the longest time, and he started sending me Pucos, and I went, wow, you know, these are really nice, because I hadn't explored Pucos as much. I mean, I had a couple of Moras, but I didn't have that. And then when he started sending me Bowie knives again, oh man, it just refueled my flame and passion for Bowie knives, you know. I mean, if you live in Texas, you should have at least one Bowie knife in your collection. I think, you know, just for the nostalgia and the history of it, you know, because it's an iconic knife, you know, and this, like, you know, this is not the original sandbar fight Bowie, but it's what everybody kind of like looks at and recognizes, and they're a good, sturdy, all-around type of knife. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.